Well, today we are fortunate enough to be fishing the Alagnak River in Alaska. Christy, probably one of the most remote locations we've ever fished.
Absolutely. When you need to get 3 planes to just arrive here, you know you're somewhere very far away.
There ain't no roads, but there are a lot of fish. Now, this river is famous for salmon. I'm literally talking millions and millions of salmon. In fact, while we've been talking, I've seen about 20 go past. But today, Christy, we are targeting the mighty Grayling.
Yeah, the Grayling is a really special fish. It's almost like a freshwater sailfish, and I'm looking forward to showing people what they look like.
Me too. So that was the shortest boat ride in the history of the free world. I can still see the lodge. Are you trying to save money on fuel, mate?
No. Actually, I'm not. It's just that there's a lot of spawning chums here, and that brings in a lot of the feeding resident fish like grayling and rainbow and potentially some char. We're going to throw a dry fly here. One of the good things about grayling is they're always looking up. Even when there's beads and eggs rolling down the bottom, they're always got their attention on the surface.
What's going on, Christy? Things are looking up. You're going to catch a big one.
Yeah!
Things are looking up. That's good. So the wind's kind of blowing up at us, so it might be a little bit difficult. It might want to throw your fly further up here.
Good, okay.
But you want to be casting out towards like that tree right there, and then giving it an upstream bend and letting it drift way down. Okay.
Well, let's give it a whirl.
Yep, just give it a go.
That's all we can do. Holy moly, how do you boys stand up in this? We need to eat more Wheaties. Yes!
Nice.
Good work.
We moved spots and paid off. What is it?
There's so many fish. I don't know if it's a
It
grayling.
took a dry fly. It took the dry, but I can't see what it was.
There are so many fish here spawning. They've actually pushed the grayling back out of the hole. So Jake suggests we come to the top of the hole to see if there's some fish holding. It looks like a little rainbow trout, Dale.
I think. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good work.
Nice.
I'll grab him because he's gone. Oh, look at that.
All right.
Here we go.
Coming.
That is just a baby little rainbow. How's the coloration on that?
That looks like a Rapala.
It does too, doesn't it?
Exactly like the
It's like a little Rapala floating 7 rainbow trout pattern. One of my favourite lures in the world. What Jacob is actually doing here is drying the fly. I know it looks a bit weird, he's going back and forth, but a dry fly must sit on the surface, that's how it works. And occasionally when you cast them again and again, they get waterlogged. So every now and then pick it up, back and forward, dry it, and you'll find the next 5 casts, it'll just sit beautifully on top of the water. Oh, he's got him! Hey! That is crazy.
Is it a grayling?
I think
It's
it
a
was
rainbow again.
A rainbow.
Oh, it's a
I was literally stripping the dry fly in, which if you don't do a lot of fly fishing, that's not how it's supposed to happen. But we'll still pay it.
Excuse my back, but I'm kind of standing tight in this running water. I can't do a lot of swiveling. Or I may end up down the other end of the river.
And these rainbow trout are here because there's a lot of chums spawning. And they're literally feeding on the eggs.
Did you get it?
Yeah, that'd be that rainbow trout hanging off your side, Christy. And these little fish are literally just opportunistic feeders. And they're taking every opportunity they can to have some good tucker. One of the joys of staying at a lodge like ATA is you get to eat plenty of fresh fish. Someone's keen for fish. Well, this is Santiago from Argentina, and he is the best salmon filleter in the country. Now, you're going to prepare this for dinner tonight?
Yes, I will.
And first you're going to fillet it for us?
Yes, sir.
Show us how you work, mate.
Okay, so what I try to do is go right by the spine and just fill in the bones underneath, the ribs. Never cut them. When I got here behind the
The dorsal
top fin, the dorsal fin. I try to go all the way across and just clean all the flesh out, following the spine into the tail.
Look at the colour of that fish. Trim off the bits you don't like.
Usually trim all the bellies.
So the final process is deboning?
Yes, we're gonna take out the last bones of the fish. They're going across the meat. So what we wanna do is just touch them with the tip of our fingers, show them off, and just grab them.
And literally pull every bone out?
Yeah.
So now show me the secret herbs and spices.
All right, we're gonna do some powdered garlic and pepper, olive oil. I like olive oil on top of the fish, especially when you grill it. It doesn't get stuck and it gets a nice color.
Yep.
Always good flavor. Always first the salt, the pepper, and the stuff before the oil. Otherwise, it just goes away with the oil.
Yep, it looks so good. It's a hive of activity at the lodge tonight because the salmon is on the table. We're all very, very excited. And I am going to give it a crack. It's a solid fish. That was a good take, Christy.
I missed the take. I was too busy looking at everything else.
Oh, that's a nice fish.
Nice grayling.
A nice grayling. He come right up. He's a big fish. And we've had to move back to the boat because the water's running so hard here that we just couldn't physically stand in it. So we've got the anchor out, trying a different technique, and we knew we would find grayling here, didn't you, mate?
Yep.
There's a lot of weight. When it jumped, I thought it was a salmon or a char. So our current is so strong here. Jacob's come down the back to help me net. Christy's actually gone to the front to help keep the nose down into the current, because otherwise we'll just drift away.
Nice.
He's a good fish.
Good jump. Step forward a little bit more, just up to that cushion, and then slowly lead him forward.
Oh,
nice.
How's the jumps? This is a really, really solid fish.
So I need weight at the front of the boat.
I'll actually move forward as well, mate.
Perfect. This is a really nice grayling. Nice
Hey!
fish.
Yeah, baby. Look at that, and that is why I love grayling. Look at that dorsal fin. That is a special, special fish. Now, I could never take one, but I believe that flaky white flesh tastes pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's really good. We don't keep them, but we know it's good.
That is such a beautiful fish. Well, I know you're tasty, mate, but you just look too pretty. There you go. Oof. Go. So I'm casting my egg across the river onto that seam, and it's really important to get line out, because what I want to do, I want that float just to float down beautifully. The egg follows it with a couple of little, oh, I missed him. And when the indicator goes down, you've got a fish. And the great thing about this, we've actually got salmon spawning on the beds over there. You can see salmon everywhere. I've got a fish on there. That's a nice fish. He ate that while I was talking. Look at that, and he's taken line. So the salmon are spawning, and what these fish do, they're opportunistic feeders, and they come in behind the salmon, and that just hook fell out. And they literally eat all those eggs. But as you can see, it's I'm on again. That is ridiculous. That is a third fish. That is just incredible. Opportunistic feeders, and obviously this little egg just bobs down, and they go on snap, snap, snap. And this is fun fishing.
That's a good rainbow.
So this is a solid fish.
Yeah, if that's what I think it is, that's like a good 20-something inch rainbow.
Yeah, nice. So the rainbow trout are up here feeding as well. Oh yeah.
Yep, look at him, see?
He's a nice rainbow.
Beautiful fish.
Sensational. So in amongst the grayling, there's rainbow trout, there's char, and that's the beautiful thing about this river. You just never know what you're going to catch next. And this technique is so deadly. That little bead, it's matching the hatch perfectly, and you can just sit here for hours and hours and just catch a fish a cast.
So to rod tip down, you don't want him out of the water right now, because the bead will pop right out. You want to keep him swimming up, coax him up above.
There it is, mate. Yay!
Nice fish.
Well done. How's the colours on that?
Beautiful.
That is a special fish.
Oh yeah.
Now, out of all the fish in here, they're probably your favourite, aren't they?
Oh, for sure, 100%.
It's amazing. I come here to catch salmon and see all the stuff which I do, and they just go off over these rainbow trout. When you see the colours, you can understand why. So Chrissy, there's like 101 different ways to use a fly rod, and today we're doing something pretty cool. There's a rubber fly line, your leader, that's a float with a smiley face. Although when you're fly fishing you call it indicator, not a float. And then it runs down, tapered leader, 2 split shot sinkers, and then Christy, that is a bead, and that bead would represent?
A egg.
Absolutely, it's a little salmon egg. And these fish are here feeding on the salmon eggs, and just below that little hook, you only want about 2 centimetres, because that way you haven't got a chance of actually snagging it. It's going to be in the mouth, lip hooked, so easy to get out. So, you know how I always say fly fishing is about line management? That was poor management, but it still worked.
See, sometimes you just got to have a crack.
I just saw her indicator like heading for the bank at about 10 miles an hour. I thought, you can strike and you're ready. There's a bit of weight there.
There's lots of things to think about.
There is a lot. It's a good fish because you got your head in the current. Just pull your rod that way a bit.
Look at us, it's like, what have we got?
I'm going to say it's a char. That's my guess.
That's how cool it is here. You actually don't know.
No, slowly lift and we'll have a look.
Oh, he just woke up. He just woke up.
Whatever it is, it's long and skinny.
I can see there was definitely silver in that.
Can I catch tarp on here? I'm joking. Just keep stripping. And maybe just, keep stripping, keep stripping.
Life is like a box of chocolate.
I might grab this net.
It's a nice fish, Paul.
It's a solid fish. It's a beautiful char, Dale. Now you've just got to slowly move back.
Okay.
And I'll get down.
Counting on
Now
you.
try and lead him forward till he's parallel. Now lift his head out of the water and swing him towards Paul.
Swing.
Good.
Just drop him back. Just drop back. Yes.
Nice.
It wasn't the prettiest.
I thought he was going to jump out there.
It wasn't the prettiest, Chrissy.
Wow,
look at that.
Oh, wow.
But
look at the jaw on it.
We achieved the goal. That is a beautiful Arctic char. One of my favourite fish in the river. Look at those white tips on the fins, Christy.
Chaos at its finest. I love it. That's what fishing's all about.
You know what? It doesn't matter as long as you got nothing but net. Well done.
How is that for a pretty fish? Oh, he's ready to go. Oh, look at that. He just swam down. Yes.
Yep, fish. Yes! Well, it wasn't the quickest reaction I've ever seen, Christy. Oh my goodness. So, Christy, the show only goes for half an hour and I think the reaction just covered it.
I'm too busy enjoying everything here.
It's dark. I reckon you might have a salmon. Oh, it's a grayling. It's a grayling.
Oh, really?
Rod tip down.
It's a beautiful fish. Rod tip down.
Oh, sorry.
Bring it back around the current. Bring it around the current. That's beautiful. Oh, that is gorgeous.
Oh, it is. Look at it.
That's a blue. Look at that. And how nice are they with the sandy bottom? When you can actually see them.
Freshwater sailfish.
It is beautiful, Christy. Have you got the net, Jacob?
Yep. All right, try and lift his head
I
and
reckon
swim him over towards me.
Hang on, keep his head under because you might be able to sneak up on him before he even realises too much what's going on.
Okay.
All right, lift his head now, turn him towards me.
Hey!
Thank you.
Beautiful fish.
Well, that is the fish. Wet your hands, Christy, or Jacob can hold it for you. That is the fish we come to catch today.
That is the fish.
The grayling, and we do actually catch them in Australia, believe it or not. There's very small pockets of them, but nowhere near this size. That is just such a special, special fish. I bet there's plenty of people who had no idea they even existed until today.
Well, that was a lot of fun, Paul, and that is definitely one ticked off my bucket list. A few casts, but all worth it.
Absolutely, that is just gold, Christy.
Watch him swim away.
I cannot wait to watch him swim away in this beautiful water. Give him a little shove forward every now and then. Just get that oxygen going. He fought so hard. Just give him a little nudge, he'll go. There he goes, straight to the bottom. Look at that. He's look at straight away, head to the current.
Yeah,
he's going to sit there on station. So the fish has actually taken station, which is similar to what they do when they're spawning. He will just sit there, let the oxygen go back through, and then he's going to wander off and go. I ain't ever seen a bear like that in Alaska.
Are you calling me a bear? I'm not sure I like this 1-for-1 on the rod thing because it hasn't actually been 1-for-1.
Oh, he just jumped. It's a grayling. How's that? He actually jumped before the indicator went down.
I'm trying to convince you to give the rod back to me.
I'm doing American Bass style here, Christy. I'm just going to get his head up. Oh, look at that.
That's so cool.
Now, that is only a puppy, but...
He's ready already.
Oh, yeah, baby. How's that? He come out of the water before we actually saw the float.
He put his tail up by himself.
He did. Now that's only a baby, but grayling, you've got to be real careful, and they're very long-lived fish. When they get over sort of 15 inches, they work on an inch a year. So a 20-incher is 20 years old, and they don't spawn until they're about 8 years old. So I hear a lot about the lower 48 and the problems they had there with logging and the grayling disappearing. If you've got grayling in the river, Christy, it means it is pristine.
That's pretty cool then, isn't it?
Very
There's
cool
plenty
fish.
in here.
Oh yeah. Well, Christy, that was a pretty special day on the Alagnak River. How incredible that we caught all those fish on that tiny little bead.
It's mind-blowing. Everything was spectacular. Finishing it off here with this view. What more could you ask for?
All I can say, 11 out of 10. Speak to my good friend Gary Barmy, Angling Adventures. Put yourself in this picture. Cheers, my love.
Cheers.